Alright, so recently Amazon just dropped a behind the scenes teaser on Twitter from their official Wheel of Time account, and we're gonna check that out. Okay, looks like we've seen some desert. Oh, and the White Tower. I actually like how the White Tower was done in the first season. Looked really cool. Have some desert stuff again. The wastes. I'm sure the Green Man is out there somewhere. I just know it. Nope. And Rand gets body slammed by Brock Lesnar. Okay.
Can't wait for you guys to see it.
Daniel Henney and Rosamund Pike's energy and chemistry was great. That's another thing I did like. Wow, that's really short, and so we don't get to see a whole lot. We get, I'm assuming, some shots of the waist. We see Rand get body slammed by Brock Lesnar. I'll be really interested to see what new teasers we get, what new trailers, all leading up to the show. I'm definitely rooting for the second season to improve upon the first season. I'm a newer Wheel of Time fan. I started reading Eye of the World right before the show came out. I loved Eye of the World, but then I was pretty disappointed with the show. I would have to give season 1 the Midfinity Gauntlet, if you will. Now, somebody made this graphic for the Disney Plus Marvel shows, but I think it applies to the Amazon Wheel of Time show as well, and I'll explain. So with the Midfinity Gauntlet, you have an episode that will maybe be slightly above mid. So you'd say, that's a good 6 out of 10. And then you have an episode that's mid, which is like 5 out of 10. And then you have a straight up bad episode. And then you have multiple good episodes. And for me, it would be the episode that really focused on the warders and like seeing Daniel Henney pound his chest and weep for his friend. Like, man, I was doing the same thing. I was in front of my TV pounding my chest like, that was my favorite episode. I know some people found it funny and corny, but I was like, I love that one. Then you finish it off with a forgettable and unfulfilling episode, which would be the season finale. And I think even the most hardcore fans will admit the last episode had a lot of problems. And to be fair, they did have an actor walk out on them in the middle of production, and they were dealing with the pandemic. So my assumption is that we will see a much stronger second season. I love the world and the characters in it, so I'm hopeful. But I would say the first season was mid. It's deserving of the Midfinity Gauntlet. Going to continue to watch it for sure. I have been noticing that the loudest voices in the fan base seem to be the most angry ones. Whether it's a small group of people who just really hate the show and think the entire thing is garbage, or the complete other side, where you have people that are like, this show is perfect, it's flawless, and you're a terrible person if you criticize it. Both of those groups are very loud. And I just want to say, it's okay to criticize the things you love. Like, you can be a fantasy fan and you can love the Wheel of Time, but you can be like, man, it had some flaws. I hope it gets better. But having any sort of opinions of nuance, and you can say things like some things are good and some things are bad. I really hated this one part and I really love this one part. That's totally fine. I feel like people with nuanced opinions are the quietest among the fan base, and I don't want you to be discouraged by the loudest, angriest voices out there. I think the reasonable, chill fantasy fans who have a sense of humor and don't take themselves too seriously, I think you guys are the best part of every fan base. And I don't want you to be discouraged by all the loud, angry voices. Like, just feel free to throw out your opinion as nuanced as it is. Everything doesn't have to be so cut and dry. It's not black and white. You don't have to feel one way completely or the other. If you do, that's great. But also, take a breath. Relax a little bit. But if you are a chill, reasonable fantasy fan and you have a sense of humor, hit that subscribe button, because I will be covering pretty much all the fantasy shows coming out this year, and we'll have a lot of fun. So, until next time, later.